God did not literally create the world in 6 days. So why does Scripture use the literary device of the days? There are multiple potential reasons, and more than one can be true at the same time. Let's take a look. One explanation that is compelling to me is the portrayal of the universe as God's temple, which is constructed over 6 days and occupied on the 7th day. According to Gordon Wenham, the pattern of 6 days of similar acts, followed by a change on the 7th day, is well attested in Mesopotamian and Ugaritic literature. In particular, it is common with regard to temple construction. The ancient Near Eastern literature is replete with accounts of temple construction and dedication. In these accounts, the construction of the temple was followed by a dedication ceremony. This dedication ceremony often lasts for 7 days. On the 7th day, the deity enters the temple and rests in it, taking up residence and ruling his domain from the temple. Ian Prevon emphasizes the close connection between temple and cosmos in the ancient mind, and the marked similarity between ancient Near Eastern texts concerning the making of the world and those concerning the construction of temples. On one level of meaning, then, Genesis 1 describes the creation of God's temple, the universe. It is created in 6 days, and then on the 7th day it is finished, and God takes up residence in it, resting in and ruling over the universe. As John Walton explains, in the ancient world, the temple was not just the deity's home. It was, more importantly, his headquarters, the control room. When the deity rests in the temple, it means that he is taking command. The original audience would have recognized the parallels and understood that Genesis 1 was talking about temple construction. Note that in this perspective, the separation of creation into days does more than just provide underlying structure to the narrative. It also provides meaning. Among other things, the construction of a cosmic temple states that the whole universe is God's temple, such that God is the Lord of the entire universe. Also, the universe is sacred space, and we must treat it as such. Creation concludes with a period of rest. But in the ancient Near East, rest does not mean leisure. Rest means order and rule. To again quote Walton, God has ordered the cosmos with the purpose of taking up his residence in it and ruling over it. Day 7 is the reason for days 1 through 6. It is the fulfillment of God's purpose. God's work of salvation and of ruling the world are not work to him in a pejorative sense. This is not difficult and profitless labor. Reigning in majesty, with both perfect love and perfect justice, is an expression of who he is. For God, sitting on his throne, is resting. Now, a second reason for the literary device of the 7 days may be to portray God's creative work within another structure that the audience would have well understood, that of a work week followed by a well-deserved day off. As John Collins remarks, the structure of the account shows us that our author has presented God as if he were a craftsman going about his work week. This anchors the story in a structure that is easily grasped and identified with, allowing the reader or hearer to focus on the details and messages. And here again, the structure provides force and clarity to a key message of the text, the importance and sanctity of the Sabbath. Now, another explanation of the days has to do with what is commonly referred to as the framework theory. This theory goes back at least as far as Johann Gottfried Herder, a poet who lived in the 1700s and who saw poetical elements in the arrangement of Genesis 1. The theory has many modern-day proponents and hinges on the parallelism of days 1, 2, and 3, with days 4, 5, and 6. Day 1 and day 4 concern the heavens. Days 2 and 5 deal with the sea and the air. Days 3 and 6 deal with land. Furthermore, there is a distinct pattern whereby in days 1, 2, and 3, realms are created, while in days 4, 5, and 6, those realms are filled. Herder recognized the parallelism of the heavens and the earth in the Genesis 1 text, and that creation was separated and classed in order. So in day 1, God creates the heavens, and in day 4, he fills the heavens with the sun, moon, and stars. In day 2, God creates the seas and the air, and in day 5, he fills them both with creatures. In day 3, God creates land, and in day 6, he fills the land with animals and with humans. At least 2 things are worth highlighting regarding the framework theory. First, in the parallelism, we see the fulfillment of the promise of verse 2. In verse 2, the earth was formless and void. So in the first 3 days, God provides form by creating realms. In days 4 through 6, God tackles the void part, making full the empty realms. Second, the numbers involved are highly symbolic. 3 was an auspicious number in ancient Near Eastern thought, and it has special significance in the Bible as well. 2 sets of 3 days add up to 6, and adding the day of rest makes 7. 7 has the numerological meaning of wholeness, plenitude, and completeness in the ancient Near East. So those are some potential reasons for the use of the days as a literary device. The days aid in the transmission of theological truth. If you obtain value from this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Until next time, God bless.